Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm really excited to be here with you this morning. Of course, I think it's afternoon back in India, but morning, afternoon, evening, regardless of your location. It's really, I mean, we're living in a very interesting moment where we're driven by digital revolutions. Everyday AI solutions are coming into play. Blockchain technology is taking over almost all aspects of businesses. So for me, I will be really discussing about a very important topic to me, which is how blockchain is, transforming supply chains, and what is even the future of work in supply chains. And if you are wondering what supply chain really is, supply chain involves almost every sector, regardless of the sector where you are, whether you are in tech, whether you are in retail, oil and gas, energy, automobile, whichever sector you are, supply chain is something of significance. Sorry, so it's something of really significance, and every organization wants to maintain an efficient but effective supply chain management. And for you to have that, any supply chain involves different entities from vertical and horizontal end coming together to ensure an effective delivery of products and services from the sourcing of raw material to finished good. So how does really supply chain has such huge potential for blockchain technology? Of course, I expect that most of you are quite passionate about blockchain technology and the revolutions around blockchain technology. Why do we even have to use blockchain technology? In your intro, you have mentioned that it's an underlying technology for the Bitcoin. Perhaps 90% of people could only recognize blockchain technology or associate blockchain technology with Bitcoins or cryptocurrencies. But as a technology, it goes beyond the financial transactions or the financial sector or the digital currency application. There's huge opportunity for blockchain to transform supply chains. Now think about a situation where you are a retail company, and for you to get a particular product and services, you have got to involve several organizations, several suppliers, several entities, to source for those raw materials, get them into a manufacturing plant, do the manufacturing, transport them into warehouses, get delivery companies to get them delivered to retailers and all of that. So there are huge transactions going on. And for an effective supply chain management, we've got to manage the physical resources, the finance, and of course, information, which is very critical. So how blockchain is transforming this is by being the underlying technology that embedded trust in a supply chain transaction, where you have information flow that is being powered by blockchain technology, where you don't have to rely on a particular source of information or point of failure, as we rightly say most of the time. You have got a technology that gives you the power to decentralize your operations. Nobody controls access to information, sharing information, but importantly, visibility. We are living in a world where sustainability is very critical to us. We all know where, whatever we are using, consuming, we know the sources of, where they're coming from, who is involved, is it organic, and many more. So there's huge opportunity for supply chain to be powered by blockchain technology. And this is happening today. A lot of companies are using blockchain technology to power supply chain management. If you are a developer, you are a business analyst, think about, okay, how can we leverage on blockchain technology to enhance supply chain operations? Countries like India, China are the manufacturing powerhouse of the world. You know, the Western world and other parts of the world are quite skeptical to get products from China. Why? Because they don't trust the process, perhaps, or they don't have the visibility around what happened. So think about if supply chain operations is powered by blockchain technology, what is going to happen? You have access to information, you have visibility in a trusted environment where this is all powered by blockchain technology. But importantly to us in supply chain management and how this is really making a lot of differences is, you know, companies coming together to form consortium. You know, in the oil and gas, we have seen the likes of BP, Shell, Chevron, all coming together to form blockchain for energy consortium. Why? Because, like I said in my opening statement, blockchain has a lot of areas of application. And one of the best ways to use this technology is to ensure that all your partners are using this technology. So you're not just using it in isolation, because you have got to tap from different sources so that you have that visibility, capacity, and capability to transform your supply chain. You know, the use of smart contracts, you know, to facilitate contract management is a very huge area. And, you know, as we can see that AI is taking over a lot of things in our life, there is huge opportunity to bring AI blockchain into our platform. How are we going to do that? We have to create the awareness. You know, conferences like this is a very important avenue where stakeholders can be able to go into dialogue, understand the technology, understand the dynamics of the technology, how these technologies could be adopted, backed by market research, you know, by published research, of course, by experts. Get to understand the technology before you start talking about adopting this kind of technology. So we've got to create that environment where people have access to the right information. Because obviously, whenever people think about blockchain technologies, about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, they don't think beyond what this technology can offer to areas like supply chain logistics and all of that. At the heart of this is there is an evolving area around freelancing, the future of work, gig economy, and all of that. And I know probably on this call, there are huge opportunities. So people are already tapping into gig economy, remote working, freelancing, and all of that. How do we use platforms that are trusted by companies around the world? If you ask me why, I would say we need blockchain technology on those platforms. And that is what we are doing to make it happen for professionals in supply chain, where you have a platform that is trusted by companies around the world because of the seamless way that transactions happen within the platform. You know, you have your expertise. Any company in the world can have access to your expertise. You'll be able to work on innovative projects to deliver the best for customers around the world. These are the opportunities of blockchain. This is the future of blockchain. There is a lot of push around digital currency. Obviously, we know why, because the central governments, you know, the central banks, for whatever reason, they don't really want to leave the control of currencies around to individual companies or individuals around the world. But the big picture is there are areas where we have got no option. Now we are talking about net zero, sustainability, energy transition. How are we going to do that? We've got to have access to the right information. We've got to trust the information that we're getting from our stakeholders. So I want everyone on this call to think about, okay, what is the best way that today a particular product or services that I'm receiving, I'm not compatible with the information I get regarding those products. Maybe the sources of the product, who is involved, how, where is it coming from? Is it really coming from a particular location that the supplier claims? These are the ways where you can transform supply chains using blockchain technology. And I believe that we have got a lot of opportunities to come together as professionals from different domains. As I said, supply chain evolves around different aspects of the business. Operations management, logistics, contract management, operations, even people in HR, because you need to get the right resources, people that have the capacity and the capability to deliver on your supply chain transformations. So I'm going to leave you with some key thoughts around some of the areas of big opportunities that is moving today. Gig economy is estimated to grow as maybe 60 to 70% of over the next 30 years. Most of the jobs we do are going to be delivered on freelancing through gig economy concept. This is a big opportunity for anyone within the blockchain space or AI. Think about how can you automate a particular process so that people are really important in every process of our life. I'm not of the opinion that AI is going to take over everything we do. Yes, we still have element of people, but we have to redefine, we have to upskill, we have to reskill ourselves to get the right level of information, knowledge, and expertise that is required to work with these platforms, with these technologies, and even more technologies that are going to evolve in the next 10 years. Who knows? Maybe we could have something else. So think about what are these form of opportunities and how can I tap into this? But ultimately, if you are within the tech space, think about integration, please. Do not go out there selling new technology. Think about these companies have already invested hugely on their existing technology. How can you integrate a new technology into their system? It's very, very important. One of the setbacks around technology adoption is lack of integration. Because it doesn't make sense in a situation where I have a particular system that is working for me and I'm just moving away from that technology to adopt a new technology that I've got no idea whether it's going to work or not. Right? It's very important. Think about integration. Think about the role of security and automation in a process. And that's where blockchain comes into play. Systems are vulnerable. Customers, stakeholders, clients, whatever you want to call them, they are interested in protection of their data. They're interested in access to an information that is trusted, that is visible, that is transparent. Many sectors are not that, especially within supply chain, and is a very important critical sector to almost every economy. So think about what can I bring on board in order to ensure that there is that security and protection within the process. It is very, very important. It's a huge industry. Data protection, data security, visibility, and transparency. But ultimately, we actually forgot the fact that regulation is key. Whatever you do, whatever you attempt to do, even the know-how of the technology is not there. At the end of the day, the regulators will come after you. So think about how these technologies will be regulated, regardless. Whether decentralized regulation or centralized regulation, it's just going to happen. Today, with all the boom in generative AI, a lot of companies are coming together. Governments around the world are forming consortium to think about how can we regulate this so that it is not going to be harmful to human beings. And a lot of people in tech forgot the fact that there is something called regulation. Someone somehow wants to regulate you. Perhaps it's not going to be business as usual. Things are going to change, but I assure you that at the end of the day, regulation is coming into play. Think about what happens if I'm regulated. Am I going to go out of business? Is this going to wipe out my products or services that I offer? That's one of the shortcomings in supply chains, in blockchain technology. Regulations is really taking back a lot. Most of the solutions cannot scale at enterprise level because of the fear of regulations. And lastly, obviously, I know my time is almost, but I think collaboration is very key. We have got to build collaboration. We have got to work with people, with individuals around the world, work with associations. Platforms like yours is an incredible way of bringing people together, creating that dialogue, giving people the access to information, educate them, organize trainings, capacity development. These are new technologies. Don't be surprised. People are not panicking over a particular technology, but it's because they don't have the information. They don't have the right information, not consuming the right information. So you have got to educate them, create courses, create avenues where people can have some get-togethers. And that cannot happen within a particular segment of an individuals. It has got to go beyond the cycle of just tech enthusiasts, blockchain enthusiasts. How many regulators do we have here? People from government. Do we have any? Probably not. We need them. Let them understand what we are trying to do. Let them have their say. Let them shape the idea. It's very, very critical. So, I mean, this is the way, but impact of blockchain technology on supply chain is huge and it's happening. A lot of companies are really keen about this and are exploiting this opportunity. And please don't left behind. There is a lot going on. And I'll leave you with this, that the future is now. Don't wait for any future. Things are happening now. Be part of it and be part of the success that will transform our supply chain. But ultimately, the future of how we work in supply chain and other industries around the world. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your insights. So I would like to, if anyone has a questions, you can just raise your hand or you can just drop a message in the chat box so that the sir will be answering for your doubts and the queries which you have.
Yeah, I think someone has dropped
message. Yes.
Is it a question? It's a question, I think. How close are we to utilize AI to optimize supply chain management in big scale? Obviously, I would say things are happening. I've seen the likes of big companies implementing AI, to automate processes, especially in contract management, probably in procurement processes. I've seen a lot of companies. Obviously, I don't have the permission to name a particular company, but I know it might not be in that big scale, but there is a lot going on within the space. And if you're connected to me on LinkedIn, I always share thoughts and case studies and information around what different entities are doing within the AI space. And for us also, from NatQuest, we are also experimenting with AI to streamline the way organization puts proposals together, get access to the right talent. Our system has the ability to do a seamless matchmaking of experts with a gig work. So these are some of the solutions, but I know a lot going on, and perhaps this is what I have to add in relation to that.
you.